What was that? The statue just reacted to you. What did you do? Come on, do not make a big guy beg. I have got to know. Anyway, we have a few different... Oh, God, I missed a rupee. Also, I'm just now noticing that there's a beehive up there. Huh. I might have to shoot that down later. Anyway, we have a few different ways to go. We could go the correct direction, which is in that direction. We could go back, or we could take this vine area over here. Now, if we climb up here, you will see there's a cave entrance. This is not a cave. If you go through this little entrance, you will end up back at the sealed grounds. You go ahead and push this log down, and you have a way back up. If you ever land in the sealed grounds to this area over here. Just a small, useful tactic here. Nothing too big. Now, another thing I want to mention. In case you haven't noticed, if we go into our inventory and scroll over here, you'll see that there's a horde of different types of bugs. It even tells you what the bugs are before we even know what they are. Well, you know, not a fan of that, but whatever. This is one of them. These are the woodland rhino beetles. My bad. Collectors often polish their hard carapaces of these beetles to make them tougher. It's stronger than all of the insects. Well, it's the strongest of all the insects. I cannot read today. Anyway, we now have 2 of these. These will help us with potions back in Skyloft, but for now we see no real big use in collecting bugs because, well, we see a use, but not necessarily. We don't have a method to collecting most of the bugs yet. Anyway, we go ahead and push this log over here, make our way up, and hopefully we have a way forward. We can now head to the big forest, or at least the bigger part of the forest. We've yet to find a name of this, well, big area, and I think we're about to learn of it. Master, you have now entered Faron Woods. This is a throwback to Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess invented Faron, Lanayru, and Eldin, the 3 gods. And since then, they've decided that they are now canonically, or have canonically always been around Hyrule. Especially since, well, this is supposed to be the prequel to every single Legend of Zelda game. Faron Woods. So we have a lot to explore. Now, before I was talking about how linear the game felt. It is in these areas that you get to explore and see what is around. However, like in previous Zelda games, you don't really have the ability to find everything, but you have the ability to find a lot of things. This is a good thing, but it's also kind of a bad thing in the sense that why don't they let us explore the massive amount of the game to begin with? It's like, I understand progression, but at the same point, you gotta realize you don't want to make them seem like it's a linear path and then make it, a non-linear. This game is fairly linear in the sense that you will be led along a leash. That, even in these types of areas, it's just a glimmer of what it could have been, and that is my biggest problem with Skyward Sword. However, I talked before about enemy bios. That's not or enemy flavor text. That's not necessarily what I love so much about the enemies. Instead, Skyward Sword refines the combat system with the motion controls. Now, we leading these guys along, they're, like standard enemies, they want to hit us, but if we get up close, they move their weapons in various angles. This is so that we have to actually hit them in the right ways in order to kill them. Simple and easy. If you fail, they have a chance to hit you, which you can then use your shield. But remember, your shield will take damage if you keep using it too much, if you don't use it correctly. Meet the race of this, area. These are, he, she, it is a Kiwi. theories provide that, you know, the Kikwis are the beginnings of the Kokiri, but I don't necessarily see any evidence to prove this. Master, I picked up a highly interesting spike in dowsing readings from the creature you just encountered. Really? Well, I meant to say Zelda, but my motion controls and stick were conflicting. Yes, Master. Based on the creature's characteristics, I must conclude that it is a peaceful forest-dwelling animal known as a Kiwi. Kikwis are intelligent beings capable of speech. However, such a creature could obviously not be confused with Zelda. Well, I now see that I shouldn't have said Zelda. It is unclear why such a creature would elicit a dowsing response attuned to Zelda. You should follow the creature and investigate this phenomenon. Alright, let's go torture some forest animals! Yay! Alright, so we're gonna see a bit more use of the stamina being used a lot here, because that's gonna be your main method of travel, not just to be fast, but to get up to areas that you normally wouldn't be able to get up to, such as sprinting up that hill over there. As you heard earlier, Link kind of shouted as he went up. Whenever you hear that, you know that if you stop sprinting, you are going to start sliding. And, well, that gets a little annoying because sometimes you didn't prepare, but you never know. Anyway, we have a save statue, that's what they are, over there, and this glimmering mushroom over here. Well, if we go ahead and take out the... what is... Fee? Master, Link, should you have questions about anything... You're really... Really? You are the fee to me while I am the fee to the audience of people that watch this. Anyway, you see this glimmering mushroom, and you can also see the Kikwis behind them. Behind it, you cannot get the Kiwi by any other means but slashing the mushroom. We basically have to threaten the Kiwi. Oh, can't you just tell we're going to be best friends with that Kiwi? We're going to be best friends. Anyway, this over here is a Dekubaba. They've been around since Ocarina of Time. Target lock Dekubaba. This violet plant is widespread in wooded areas. It will attempt to bite anything that approaches it. Though it is covered in a tough outer husk, the inside of its mouth is soft. I have confirmed the existence of two varieties. Those that open their mouths vertically, and those that open them horizontally. You have defeated 4 of this type of enemy. My analysis shows that your battle performance rating with this enemy is very strong. You have, I believe, 5 different. Very strong, strong, neutral, weak, very weak. And Fee will give you hints if you're weak, and she'll give you a lot more hints if you are very weak. However, I don't think I've ever been very weak with any enemy except maybe 1 or 2, but I've never biled those enemies when I was weak with them because, well, I'd be frustrated. Anyway, we go ahead and slice this mushroom. And the Kikwi's gonna run away. Kinda saw that coming. At any rate, we kinda wanna come over here because we're gonna be attacked by more. Oh, hey, I poked him. Sweet. Now, another thing that comes with Dekubabas that I believe was also introduced in Twilight Princess, no longer are there sticks or Deku nuts to be used when you're fighting the Dekubabas. Instead, you'll realize, well, that they don't provide you anything. In Twilight Princess, they provided you a seed that you could throw, which will get you specific items, but these guys don't provide even that. Huh? You don't want to eat me? Qui, and come to think of it, why did you fight off those red monsters? Ki Palip, I'm Maki. I'm a Kikwi. You seem okay, even though you're scary. Thanks for helping me. That's weird. Kiwi, Kiwu, Kiku, Kikiwu. I don't know who she was, but she seemed to be in trouble when I saw her. She a friend of yours? One of the things Skyward Sword was praised for when people saw it, even though most people complained about the motion controls and that the game was too linear, was the relationship between Link and Zelda. And that the status of Zelda in general. Zelda had her own adventure to be had, and we will see what that adventure was, at least in a glimpse. Skyward Sword also spawned a whole lot of fans to create ideas of Zelda being the main hero. I personally go against that idea, not because A, I'm not sexist, or B, I think that, you know, blah blah blah. but that canonically, in the legend itself, it is dictated that a boy clad in green will always come. So if they do make Zelda the protagonist, I just hope that it's not Zelda as the one in the green tunic. I would want Zelda to be in her own adventure, her own ideals, not necessarily part of the legend, if that makes any sense. I know it's a little off topic, but that's just how I feel. Anyway, we have a log over here. We're going to want to push this down so we can get up here at our own choice. Also to our left, there is a new treasure, an Ember Relic. This, I say new for now, but it'll quickly become very old. Introduced in Twilight Princess, whenever you turn the game off, whenever you picked up a rupee, you would always get the jingle that you got a rupee if it had any value bigger than 1, 5 or higher, basically. In Skyward Sword, it's no longer with rupees that happens, but instead it happens with every single treasure, every single one. If you didn't pick up that treasure again, well, even if you picked it up in a previous file save, I'm going the wrong way. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be exploring, but I probably should do this in the right order because it might not make as much sense if I don't. Doesn't matter if you picked up the treasure previously, but if you didn't, even if you did or didn't, you will always, every time you load the save file up again, get the same jingle and a description of the item. Gosh, that was hard to say for some reason. Alright, so we're going to move forward. And, well, there's going to be a goblin. No, bad bokoblin. I haven't taken any damage yet. Quite proud of myself. No! As soon as I say that, I see this. That is a grass Octorok, right? Yeah, I don't think they're Deku Scrubs. I think those are forest Octoroks or grass Octoroks. I don't remember which. I will bio it and then show if I'm right. What are you betting if I'm wrong? Post in the comments what you bet. And I will then release the next episode of the bet because I am an opportunistic whore like that. Alright, so we're going to move this log down here. We can clearly see the save shrine down there, which is a happy day. Alright, so we can make our way over here, grab this other Amber Relic, and we will definitely make our way up towards the KIkwi Elder was who we were after? Yeah, KIkwi Elder.